Hello YouTube and welcome, Zadarkus here, going to try to answer to you one of the most common questions people make me. Even when I'm streaming, many times people ask me, how do I get better at the game? How do I get out of bronze? How do I get out of silver or even gold? And to be honest, that is one of the most annoying questions to answer to somebody, even on the top of your head, because every situation is different and everybody has their own reasons for being stuck in a elo bracket or for not getting better. So I'm going to try to give you most of the things that I myself did to get better, and with this most likely try to help you. Now the first thing I'm going to tell you, and you can already expect, is watching streams from streamers that do pretty well themselves, and I would even suggest trying to go for streams from the streamers that explain you their thinking process. Watching someone play with no explanation whatsoever on what he is doing will make it harder for you to understand why he took the decisions he did and why he did whatever he decided to do. So streamers or even YouTubers that do gaming commentaries that explain you why they took the decisions they did will as well help you out a lot. Now, for the sake of climbing alone, finding OP champions and learning them will of course help you. This in combination with a streamer that plays that champion and guides that you can find in videos, lolking or Mobile Fire, of course will help you as well. Having this in consideration, of course, that OP champions will not always stay OP and they end up getting nerfed after a while. So yeah, this is only a temporary fix, but it may help you and even get some motivation going. It is important to learn how to play your role and the champion. You might see a streamer, or example, let's say me, and I use a champion. You need to understand how I use the champion, how I fight with him, and what I avoid doing. The champion you play and the role you decide to play with changes how you play the game as overall. It changes a lot of the decisions you make, and even small minuscule things that are blind to an eye that doesn't want to see. Somebody may be playing mid and he goes super aggressive when he's playing Ahri, but he tries to be more passive. For example, if he's playing Lux, I'm not saying that is how you should do it, but you are watching the same guy playing the same role, but the decision changes with the champion he decided to pick. It's important that you understand why these decisions were made, and when you play the champion you need to understand when you should take those decisions in consideration. You also need to be open-minded about the game and the people you watch. Blind copying everything that a successful player does gets you nowhere. You can't just play the same champion, get the exact same items every game and do the same things he did in every game. You need to understand why they did it and try to understand why at the time those were the best options. It's not because Faker was playing Zed in the mid and roamed at 12 minutes in a game that you should play Zed and always roam at the 12-minute mark. Understand why he did it. Was the enemy top laner overextended? Was the enemy jungler dead? Did he kill his opponent laner and therefore was free of a lane pressure from his lane? This is how you should look at it. If I buy Abyssal Scepter on Ahri first, it doesn't mean you should always do it, because I myself don't do it. Maybe I need to rush magic resistance, maybe I really want to get CDR as well in the game, getting the boots that give you CDR, so I need the magic pen that I indirectly get from Abyssal. Next game you can go against the Zed, so maybe Zhonya may be the best option. While you learn a champion, his mechanics, this is important, but it isn't everything. You may win lanes, you may win one-on-one fights with that, but not much more. Overall decision making is very important. We can call it mastering the game as a whole. It doesn't matter if you are mechanically god. Zed, if you go with bad decisions and face check the enemy team and get killed yourself, try to balance that. Mechanics alone won't get you to challenger for sure. Dying is also a very bad thing. When you are dead, you have no activity in the game. You can't help your team, you don't get experience, you don't get gold, you need to stay alive. Trading kills is not as good as people think. Learn to do the best to stay alive and be active in the game. When watching streamers as well, for example, study how they react to situations. How do they play when they are behind? How do they play when they are ahead? See how they adapt to the game and learn to adapt to games yourself. Everything is easy when you are winning, but how do you play when you are losing? One thing I noticed myself is that being European myself, before I get shot, European players and even NA players are very passive overall, this comparing to Korean players. Korean players have no mercy, they are more aggressive, they take more action and will use every mistake you make against you. That is something that I am trying to get myself. Being more proactive, more aggressive will lead you to more victories. All of this of course with knowing what you are doing, otherwise you'll just be a kamikaze and you don't get anything done. Learn to understand the player's behavior. As a mid laner main, this is something that is very important for me. For short, if I'm playing against an overall passive mid laner and suddenly he plays aggressive or spams way more skills that he used to be trying to poke me or get me down, what is going on? Is he preparing a gank maybe? Is he forcing me out of the lane so he can roam? Did his ultimate cooldown come back on? And with this I also try to learn all the champions, even the ones you don't play, since even if you don't play them, you play against them sooner or later, and it's important to know what they can do, how do they scale, the cooldowns they have, otherwise you'll end up dying and typing something like Jesus, what is your ultimate cooldown, or holy crap that burst. Be the one ready to surprise, but never get surprised from others. Also, do your best to always get vision. Watching a short video about smart warding positions is a good option as well. Try to always have your trinket on cooldown and even a pink on the map. Wards are indeed very important. It's like going to hunt without lights. You don't know where the tracks go or where you should point the gun, and before you know it, you got jumped by a bear. And this is a Udir pun. One of the last things and and I think it's one of the most important, is get the ability to feel like it is your fault because you are a bad player. Jesus, even I am a bad player comparing to the best. There is always room for improvement, and there will always be better ways to do something, either by timing, small micromanagement, or overall decision making. Learn to look back at your games and understand what you could do better. If you do that, you'll see that there is always something you look back and you'll say, oh yeah, that actually was really silly. Stop blaming others and pay attention to yourself. There is only so much attention your brain can spread around for everything, so use the attention for your gameplay because you're the one that wants to improve and not the other guys in the game. And lastly, be confident, be proactive, and be motivated. You need confidence so you can look at yourself and know that you can do better and you will do better. You need to be motivated to actually work for it, to actually do it. And you need to be proactive because while you're sitting there doing nothing, you will not improve. So start now and get those high rankings. My name has been Zadarkus and I hope I helped you start to improve at the game. Anything else you may ask, do it in the comment section. As always, if you think this is helpful, remember to give it a like because it helps out a lot. And if you want more videos like this one, just subscribe because I'll be here again for the next video pretty soon. As always, this video was meant for you. Be awesome, stay awesome, and I'll see you pretty soon. See ya!